webinar. And today is the last day, and we are having a wonderful speaker, that is Santosh Kannada. Uh, I think I need not say about much about him, and he is speaking about Indian science and Sir C.V. Raman. Santosh Kannada was born in Aralkuppe, Mandya district, in an agriculture family, and he was born and brought up in Mysuru, MSc in botany, and also MPhil in the seed technology in 2005 from Mysore University, and appointed by the government of Karnataka through KPSC during 2009 batch, and appointed as lecturer in botany in 2011. His research for profiles and here MPhil dissertation on Xanthomonas and Axanthopodis and PV, Malvacearum, and load in linted and delinted cotton seeds and his effect, its effect on the planting value. The guide Sri Dr. S. Umesha award, and it was PhD was awarded from University of Mysore on 16 January 2006. The competitive exam cleared. He had cleared KSET and appointed as lecturer, which was held on 6th of December 2015 in life sciences. And he was awarded PhD on the analysis of phytochemical constituents of Cyperus corymbosis rhabdomyosarcoma and their biological activities. Guide was Dr. M.K. Mahesh. PhD was also awarded by University of Mysore, and he had authored number of articles like the bacterial blight, pathogen concentration in cotton seeds, and its role in seed quality and parameters of fuzzy and acid delinted seeds. And authors were Santosh Ayan and along with Sri Umesh sir and also Hari Prasad and Niranjan sir. And also the qualitative and quantitative analysis of phytochemicals of Cyperus corymbosus rhabdomyosarcoma in International Journal of Pure and Applied Biosciences with along with Sri A. N. Mahesh, M. K. Swine, and Hari Prasad P. in 2019, and there are many more. He attended many programs. I think there is no comma or full stop to it. It will be on dot dot dot, because whenever we give one small request about Santosh, we need your help, and you need to give one talk means he will be already with the perfect and accurate, and with the zeal, he will be ready with the details. And today also, he is the same person, and he had attended many programs. His review paper presented on the cotton, the story of in Indian plant to fill till independence in one day conference, national conference in the infrastructure and also sustainable development issues and challenges. And the talks, as I told you, numberless. On a few, I can just mention one or two. That's all. At Environmental Day, and also Sir M.V. as the father of Indian economic planning, and Sri Sir C.V. Raman. Today also he is taking the same subject, and also on Netaji. Santosh is a real true patriotic, and he is a man of words, and also he speaks with a zeal that we feel that we are with those persons, and it shows his versatility and great patriotism. And I don't want to give many more things. You just listen to him. We will again go over to Dr. Santosh sir. Please, good evening once again, everybody.
Good evening, madam. Thank you. Thank you very much, madam. Shall I continue?
Why not, sir? Please, by all means.
Okay. Today we shall talk on Indian science and Sir C.V. Raman. And as we know, this year the theme of the National Science Day is empowering the Indian youth for global leadership in science and innovation for Vikasit Bharat. But We have to understand the science means the searching of truth and understanding the truth, and applying that knowledge of truth for the welfare of the human beings and for the involvement in the development of the country. And this was the theme. And making the leader about the in this particular science, what I thought is understanding the proper knowledge of back and or of our ancient India's knowledge, and also present and work for the future. If without understanding the proper guidance or proper history of the past, we cannot go further forward. And that's why understanding the truth, that is science, is very very important. Without evidence, we cannot tell anything as perfect. That's what we going to in 50% we shall know about this, what is Indian science based on the evidences till which has been identified by the experts, and what are the and about another 50% about the CV Raman. And as we know, Bharata's culture is the only culture in the world, which is built on scientific principle. And in 2006, to understand the Indian principles, I proposed one theory, and this theory I called it as the triangular theory of Bharata. And if you want to understand anything of India, and there is a two base. Like one side we have the science, another side we have the niti or the principles. And what is the significance of why we need science means for the humanity, for the welfare of every living organisms of the world. And why we need the principles or niti means that is also for the humanity. Therefore I call this as niti, science and humanity. In India, some things based on science and some things based on nitis and something for the humanity. And one best example to understand this one means, we have the worship of lemon in our culture. And lemon is worshipped. Why it got worshipped means it is purely based on science. And we know the lemon reduces the vomiting sensation. Whenever in olden days used to travel, there is a variation, common variation is food and water. And therefore dysentery is a common problem and vomiting is a common problem. Therefore why it got used, everyone used to sell that, whenever you're going outside, take the lemon along with you. And our niti is what, whoever maybe or whatever maybe which do good for us, and that is God for us, and that is our good humanity or principle. But later period it has been misused as we know today. But to understand this particular case, it is required science also, niti also, and why it is and how it is applied for humanity also. And there is a different layers. If whenever we read some slokas or sentence, first we read physically and we understand something, and second time when read the same thing, we will first we have thought of false, then it is right. And we are going somewhere and again come and read the same sentence, then we will thought that, oh, first two times also we have think false, now it is right. When something happened to our life only, we analyze all the three matters including now, then only we'll understand. And therefore that's what we have to understand the Indian principle. For example, the word Bharata, it is most scientifically named word. In no other country I feel have this type of scientific naming. Ba means Bhargava, Ra means Rata, and Ta means Tana. Bhargavaninda ನಡೆಸಲ್ಪಡುವ ತಾಣ ಭಾರತ. And Bhargava means sun, and Tana means Bhumi. The earth is led by the sun, and this what the science will tell also. And in our customs or culture in olden days, and this data I have taken from Raju Malhotra's the new book, Who Are Raising Your Children? Are really you or others? And according to our olden days, there are 4 Vedas and 6 Vedangas and Upaveda, 4 Upavedas and 4 Upavedangas. And this is the Vidya concern. The education system is classified into 2 until 18th century in our India. That is, one is Vidya, this particular case, and another is Shikshana. Shikshana means skill, and we are listening from olden days. If you want to become a king, you should all have all Vidyas and all 64 colors. And what are those 64 colors? Means this one. Like singing, dancing, painting, martial arts, music, grammar, everything everything. This is the 64 colors listed by the Raju Malhotra and Dharmapal. Okay, two great scientists who worked on the regeneration of the Indian education system and how was the Indian science and technology before 20th century. What I am explaining is taken from this particular case. And to become a common man, if you want to become a higher post like a king or the commander, you have to have all these vidyas and shikshanas. But if what is the common man should have? Our principle or education, Indian real education system will tell one should have 18 vidyas, 18 shikshanas, and specialization too. If you have only one specialization is nothing. Okay, and some people cannot learn 20 vidyas and expertization in two, and thus are called, they remain ashodras only. Okay, and that's why, okay, that is the education system, and there is no barrier between the caste or lower caste. Now it has been proved, and there was 7.5 lakhs of gurukulas, out of which 1.1 lakh near is equivalent to today's research centers like IITs. And these are the some of the books, okay, which has been come out because of the effort and the money poured by Raju Malhotra, personal money poured by him into this research field, how the technologies of India was, and some has to be yet published. And and this is the background, and our civilization, as the book says, it is Indus Valley civilization. But it now the scientist has been understood that it goes back till thousands of years back. That is river Saraswati, that is Saraswati Valley civilization. And meantime, the civilization in India was present all over the country. And the habitation in the Mesolithic and early Neolithic periods are found on the beds of this river Saraswati. And those there is a close relationship among the primitive man and the Saraswati River. Therefore, ancient Indian civilization, not Indus Valley, okay, or not just Indus Valley, but Saraswati Valley civilization too, which dates back to thousands of years back from there. And we have got the fossils of primitive man in of human beings like Ramapithecus, okay, Australopithecus, Narmada man, okay, which has been identified by Dr. Raja Vedam. And Dr. Michael Cramo, American archaeological head, has said that according to the Indian text or Puranas, the human fossils around the world as available, like 18 million years, 25 million years, 30 million years, like that. But that fossil record has been systematically suppressed. That what Michael Cramo will says. And we know with Bharata means we have to know the Vedas. Vedas is the base of the India, or the soul of India, and it explains or speaks on several knowledge like formation of embryo, characters, weapons, water. There is a dedicated chapter concerning to the water, and many of our festivals, especially in summer days, involve to conservation of water and how unitedly work. Then only we can protect that particular water. And distribution of the human beings, okay, and many marshy has been worked, and India has given lipi to the world, and we also know that Sanskrit is most suitable language. And when I would talk about this science, okay, we will call Jambudvipa in Indian time scale, like goes like this, like Kruta Yuga about 17 lakh years, Treta about 12 lakh years, Dwapara Yuga about 8 lakh years, and Kali Yuga about 4.3 lakhs years. Totally 43 lakh 20,000 years. And what we tell today is, okay, 4.6 billion year Earth is a 4.6 billion year old. And we know the continental drift has been taken earlier. There's all landmass was together, that is called as a, okay, one landmass, and that divided upper Laurasia and Gondwana. And Gondwana, the India was there, then it detached from the central. We have to see in this map, the India is attached to central part of the Africa, Madagascar and southern part, which get detaches and move towards a person reach the Asian continent. When India got detached, it detached from the Africa means it is 4 to 6 million years, that is 40 to 60 lakh years. Okay, that's what the now the scientific data says. And we'll call Jambu Dvipa. Dvipa means it is surrounded by water. That means when was India Dvipa? That is whenever it detaches from this. And we have to know this. The center of origin of man is Central Africa, and Central Africa means India too. Okay, that's how to we have to prove. It has been proved today. And now our Indian work was so accurate with concern to the modern scientific experiments too. Like Aryabhatiya, written by the Aryabhatta, the marvelous work is tell the Earth to rotate on its own axis. It takes of 23 hours, 46 minutes, okay, 4.1 seconds. What modern data say? 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.019 seconds. Okay, and it is so accurate, just 0.1 second differs. And Sayanacharya in Bukkaraya's rule in 13th century, okay, he will measure the speed of light. Okay, he'll tell the speed of light is 1 lakh, okay, 85,016 mile per second. The modern data says 1 lakh 86,000 miles per second, just 1,000 difference. Okay, and that we can see. That means these Indian principles are the work the people or scientists not able to disprove. Every day it is been proving it is true. And Vedas are also worked on the numbers, and it can have the 10 up to the it has told about count up to 10 to the power of 12. And each and every Indian festival is based on the celestial movements and comments and all knowledge of astronomy. And one example is Deepavali, which is found in 5 days. And 5 days, each day we dedicated to particular principles and particular our ancient heritage. And this our contribution to astronomy max is very great. An enumeration and counting of the object like the numerical, arithmetic, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. are given in Vedas, and numbers and powers to the 10, as I told, and part of the part of the Vedanga and Jyotisha. And architecture, if you come, geometry and angular, triangular, circle, pi, and square, it is given in Bodhayana Sulba Sutra. When you come to the commerce, arithmetic algebra, solving the equations, okay, Bakshali manuscript. Okay, in come to the modeling, okay, triangular, spherical geometry, appropriation are all comes in Surya Siddhanta, Aryabhatiya, etc. Okay, and we come to the functional properties, polygonal series, infinite series, solution to the equation, algebra, calculus. Okay, all this explained is Pingala, Hemachandra, Madhava, okay, and many others, including Ramanujam. When come to the archaeological evidence, we know the Indus Valley civilization in Harappa, we got the brick which measures in perfect mathematical calculation like 4 is to 2 is to 1 ratio. And it is so perfect. And Mohenjo-daro, we have got the scale also, how the measurement, now how you will use the scale like that. This is the scale that has been excavated in Harappa civilization. And this is the Luthal port. You can see the ocean is connected by small channel, and then the port was been built. And now also the principle of building the port is the same. Another monumental work is Vaishashika Sutra of Kanada. Okay, the great scientist who told Anu. Today, what we'll call it is as atom, which is indivisible particle, and it also throws lights on the mechanics, hydraulics, electricity, heat, light, and mentions the magnet, okay, atomic space, and one of the great word is abhava prabhavata. That means which today we called as antimatter. And work is going on that this particular text, and it is translated to Arabic, European, Greek, Latin, every language. Many of the Indian textbook has been translated before BC itself. And this scientist has said it is more than 600 BC. And when come to the place value system of arithmetic, the Babylons do not have place value system or no zero. They have place value but no zero. And Egyptian and Greece, they have no place value or no zero. And Chinese in modern it has. But India, it has both the place value system also and zero also. And some of the work of the mathematics are like Palini, who work on algebraic logic to the structure of the which is used in the structure of the language, and Pingala about Chanda Shastra, okay, and roots of the combinators, and Meru, Tantra Meru. It is algorithmic to find the coefficient of like a plus b whole to the n. And Jain scripts of many people like Kalpa, okay, Bhagavati, they uses the infinite rules of indices, use of the first logarithm, and many others. And Kautilya Arthashastra, which is uses the commercial mathematics, okay, commercial mathematics, which is used in the rules of the taxation, interest, and counting. And then we come to the medicinal field, the Ayurvedic principles. Ayurveda, one of the greatest knowledge of India, which works on some composition or some basic principle, if you want to tell, the universe, which composed of 5 elements like earth, water, fire, and space, Panchabhuta, and Tridosha, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha control, which is physiological function. And it tells about human body composition, composed of tissues, fluid, fat, okay, and the names are also given here, okay, marrow, okay, muscles, reproductive, etc. And 3 malas, okay, mala, the waste products, that is feces, urine, and sweat, okay. And vata doshas maintain this cellular function, electrolyte balance, elements of the elimination of the waste, and effect of increasing the dryness, like pitta dosha, okay, body temperature, nerve coordination, anger, etc. And kapha dosha, the sweat, fatty foods, and provides the lubrication of the joints. And ashtanga ayurveda, internal medicine, physiological disorder, pediatric, etc. These are the some of the works done in the Ayurveda, or been explained in the Ayurveda. In one of the Westerners take the medicine are from India. Like Charaka Samhita has been translated to all languages of Arabic and Europe during 600 BC itself. Okay, like Shushruta, okay, the Shushruta Kitabe Hind. This is the name of the Shushruta Samhita in Arabic, which is translated before 600 BC. And we have now the evidence how it is, on what period it has been translated also. Okay, one work published by the British Dr. Oliver is a big name in the doctor. He give an account of diseases in Bengal. Come to India and learn on how to inoculate. And you have sing some poem like Ringa Ringa Rosa, pocket full of rosa, all the ashes. The children's got to round and fall down. Okay, that is the status of the smallpox condition in the Europe, which explained. But in India, we can see there is a vaccinated for this smallpox, and it tell it, that word is tika lagana. Okay, that is the word for vaccinating. And the physicians, and he is also mentioned in which part, like Champanagar. Okay, in that place he gone, and then he learned the vaccination, and then took us to their part of the world and further refined it. And some research papers has been published during those, and that was in 1731. And then again in 1767, another paper published about inoculation for the smallpox. This has been excavated or bring out by the scientist Dr. Rajavedam. I have taken from his speech. And this is the another work, another publication in 1819, and another work in 1827. And this is that means it will tell exactly how India has been performed. And it is said the every village of the experts of inoculation, what season they are going to inoculate, how they are inoculate, everything explained detailedly. That means British learned. Okay, and inoculation was those who do the inoculation. For them, they chop off the hands, okay, and giving severe punishment, even the capital punishment in 1801 and 2, and in 1865 they completely banned in India itself, so that they can shift this knowledge to there. And this is the evidences. And the Rajavedam has been said another important monumental scientific work. That is, this is the teeth obtained from the Harappa civilization, Miga, this particular place, which is 9,000 years old, and there is a dent which has been made to remove the tooth decay, the teeth decay, and that has been photographed here. And this is one of the significant work, and to cure the dental problems. And this is artificial eyes. And in 2011, okay, I got one archaeological report in one magazine that they find out in Chhattisgarh, one place, they 100-bed hospital, the archaeological evidences, okay, and they have got the separate place, equipments, how this Charaka Samhita was been used, that type of equipments, and you see the bone, okay, inside the bone there is a rod, Today we are been telling this is a great technology, and this is the place which we got that particular hospital. Actually, it belonged to 6th century AD. Okay, and we have separate specialized hospital. That what this archaeological finding says. Whenever to science, we have to tell on Charaka Samhita. Okay, it divided into 12 chapters, and it is so significant that it classifies the plants based on medicinal property into 10 groups. Okay, and it was been treated and into 8 different steps, like 5 the sutra, nidana, okay, sarira, okay, chikitsa, kalpa, and into shalya chikitsa, the method, procedure, and surgery and designs of the surgical tools it will include. Okay, and Salakya Chikitsa include deals with the ear, nose, throat, oral, and dental related ailments. And the Kaya Chikitsa deals with the treating the general and seasonal ailment. Graha Chikitsa treat with the traumatic, okay, and psychological complaints. Likewise, next one it is antidote, okay, for the poisons, okay, and Vajra Chikitsa deals with the infertility, okay, and Rasayana Chikitsa deals with the preparing, the administrating, the rejuvenating for the therapies, and Bala Chikitsa, the techniques for the infants and children, children concerned to ailments concerned to children's, and how to train them. That was been deal here. And this is the another great evidence that the of rhinoplasty. During those time, the skin from the forehead is removed and the fitted onto the nose without damaging the veins, and that was been, okay, given in this Charaka Samhita, sorry, Sushruta Samhita. Therefore, is called father of, okay, plastic surgery also, and that was given here, and okay, and it was published in 1794. Okay, and this the Colonel Coote, one particular commander who waged the war on the then the Mysore state when the Hyder Ali was there. Okay, and the Colonel Coote, okay, whenever where the war, either Ali to defeat him and send him back. When the again and again is coming, then what the Hyder Ali will do is, okay, this what I'm telling is present in his Colonel Coote document, which is explained in this House of Commons in 1801. Okay, he explained this. He waged the war, then Hyder Ali cut off his nose and give that nose to his hand and tell, go away, otherwise I will kill you. Okay, then he was going with horse, and one person in Belgaum region, okay, he saw this nose running with blood, and he asked him, why, what happened? And he tell, I fall down and my nose has been cutted. Then that particular the person who is okay, who is stitching the slippers, okay, you tell it is not cut due to the accident, it is cutted by the knife. You tell me properly, I will treat you. Okay, my nose is my hand, then how can you treat me? Then you start you tell the truth that I waged the war against your king and he cutted them. I do not understand. When we got some enemies, we'll cut his head, but he cutted my nose, and we feel it is more bad than the death. That's why we will do like this. Then you'll take him to the swamp and treat him for 1 month, and we advocate the medicines and stitch the nose and give the medicine for 6 months to 1 year and send him. And in the parliament is get up and asking him, okay, see my nose whether he will look like a stitching. Okay, that's what this is documented in the House of Commons report, and this means they learn from here. And Charaka Samhita also advocate the principle to become a doctor. What is the principle? Should be honest, humble, temperate, generous, hardworking. Okay, and he should be trained vigorously 7 years. Okay, there is a strict rule to become a doctor, to enter into the education field, to get into food field. Okay, any mischievous or commercialization is these 3 fields. Even the capital punishment has been given by the kings. Okay, till 1800 also. Okay, but today these 3 things have been got private. Okay, and alcohol become a government product, and that is the, okay, today's situation. And he has also the how the surgery is made on the dead body, practicing, and what are the procedure for it, that is also given here. And these are some of the instruments dealt with the Charaka Samhita, sorry, Sushruta Samhita. Okay, about 126 or 130 instruments has been mentioned, which has been used like that in same way even today also. And it also mentioned about the neurosurgery, like 2 nerves lower down the back of the ear, which will cause the deafness. Okay, and this like the nausea, okay, and the appear of below the end of the ear elbow, if cut cause the blindness, okay, and the surgical practice, these are the archaeological substance which are also got, which give the proof for Sushruta as a neurosurgeon also. And he also advocates on the how the village should be built. Okay, vastu, well, in vastu means it is public health. Okay, the public health and prevention is better than the statement we have been saw. It is a greatest statement given by the Sushruta itself, and that is the public hygienic importance that he has given. And Charaka Samhita is another monumental work containing the 120 chapters and 8 stanza. Okay, and the first chapter, it is 30 chapters, tell about the pharmacology, diet, diseases, okay, etc. In this, the Charaka will explain about RBC. There is in the blood there is a disc-like structure which cannot be seen through the naked eyes. Okay, naked that we call today as the RBCs, which is disc-shaped, and of course it is microscopic also. And this brings doubt. And the left side, what you are seeing is the time scale of the Westerners. Okay, but now we have identified it is not 200 BC. It is more than 600, 700 BC. Okay. And this both Sushruta Samhita and Chanaka Samhita describe disorders of heart and valve functioning and other disorders. And the about this explains about blood circulation, the circulation of the blood in the body, about how the detailed investigation or every Samhitas, okay, person has been explained detailedly. Like one, the Charaka Samhita describes the heart and the 10 prominent blood vessels attached to form the basis of cardiovascular system. Likewise, you have perfect report, but in spite of that, our textbook don't say this. And this is the paper published in 2012 about this history of discovery of the blood circulation. And when come to Charaka, we have to come on a student, that is Vagbhata. Whatever Vagbhata is a very, very doubtful person. We do not believe anything on the face value. Okay, he re-experiment every principle of the Charaka and write into the 7,000 slokas in two books, Ashtanga Hridaya and Ashtanga Sangraha. What we see, the science has entered into our kitchen. In Western, if earth is flat, it is round, that person has been killed. But here, we Indians has been, every common man has been accepted this sign. Okay, whatever our kitchen is been organized, it is according to what Vagbhata's principle. We tell whenever we get up on early morning, we have to drink water slowly, sip by sip, and that was been told by this Vagbhata. And about this, thousands of lakhs of rupees was been poured by to do the research by Japan and Australia, and they are advocating now, as you get up, drink water, drink slowly, think by sitting, drink by sip. And this is the Vagbhata's principle. Okay, whatever we grain the sheep or these cows according to Vagbhata's principle. You will tell the cows which are not wandering and eating the different natural vegetation, that cow's milk is poison. Okay, and those grains which will ripen lately in the field, they will also ripe or cooked will also take the huge time, like the the pulses. Okay, and whatever we are following the different types of integrated part of our Indian style or Indian festival. Okay, everything is based on the Vagbhata itself. Another contribution of the India to the military, one of the evidence we got in 2002, the hundreds of metal cased shells unearthed during the cleaning up of the old well, okay, in the Bidhanur, okay, Vasanagar Taluk in Shivamogga district in Karnataka state. And Bidhanur was an ancient capital of Keladi Nayakas, which is the subordinate of the Vijayanagara kingdom. We come under the Vijayanagara kingdom, okay. And it was in 2010 that the archaeological people of the Karnataka, okay, are first recognized that after 8 years recognized the shell or the pot of the Indian war rockets. Okay, and dismantled. Till now, what the Westerners thought, that these rockets, the person holding the rocket, you can see the below. Okay, and the person, this rocket is identified. The Britishers see in the Anglo-Mysore war on the Tippus, and therefore tell Tippu is the identifier of rocket. But that was false. That what it says. Okay, and this Bidhanur was a factory during the Vijayanagara period. And this fact and several other factories are also all over the kingdom of the Karnataka or Vijayanagar. In during the Dasara festival, they were been used like this is called as the Birusu Bana, Agni Bana, Akasha Bana. There are 9 different types of such type of banas. Okay, not only the physical bana what we know. Along with that, the work goes to the greatest contribution, greatest king of the world, that is Sri Krishna Devaraya period. And from them to Bidunuru it came, then technology came to Mysore. From Mysore, it has been used by the Hyder Ali. And there is a name of that person also. Okay, and I'll tell later his name who given to Mysore. Okay. Okay. And these banas were used not only by Vijayanagar, then the Mughals, Marathavars, okay, and all other Indian kingdoms have used these banas. And these have been excavated, which has removed up from the the metal cased rockets obtained from the village. And these metal cased rockets as a double shell, these shells were very, 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 very thin. And this thin, to make a thin layer, and it is non-rusting. Okay, even now also they are perfectly preserved. To have this type of shells, it is not possible to obtain from outside. Okay, there should be quality minute. There should be known where that particular mining is available, and this is the mining site. Okay, in Bidunuru, where they were extracting the ore. And this, they prepared the metal case and they tied to the bomber with the strip, and just this metal sheets, okay, requires as I told, requires the low carbon content of high quality, like that 0.09% or 0.33%. Even today, like what we tell, high strength steel used in cars and other vehicles, it is not been produced at present in India itself. How much car or weapons or any other case India is using, the whole vehicles, this high strength steel has been importing. But you can see the high strength steel has been prepared and used in India several centuries or 300 years back. Okay, and this is the Ramana sculpture. There it will also say that there was 160 types of banas. And here there's a painting from the different ports, the person holding the Birsa Bana, and this is the knife Bana. Okay, they are photographed from the museum. Okay. And this was been given by the monumental work of Ajay Sharma. Okay, and the name of the book is Akasha Bana. Okay, and as I told, this Anglo-Mysore War, there was a one commander from Bidunur, that is Venkamanya. Is the Hyder Ali approaches him and give the all facilities to him and to prepare this Akasha Bana or metal cased rockets, and for him he will prepare and manufacture and give to Hyder Ali, which were used in the Anglo-Mysore War, and this was sought by the British. Okay, and during those times they have lost the war with the America, and they are to overcome this defame, they tell you if they have great technology, okay, we have defeated them, and they taken all these rockets and to the England and modify and try to use in the French war. Okay, and we have the video of the BBC documentary, the 300, 250 to 300-year-old rockets, even work. And this was the technology. When you come to the agriculture, okay, the person called the Major General Sir Alexander Walker writes in his account like this, which is collected by the Dharmapal. Okay, India is as a very little occasion for the introduction of the new plants for the food. You'll say that, saying that, okay, if we should give, that means them, our fruits or vegetables, we should first be certain that they are agreeable to her taste, that is India's taste. And most of our fruits would be too sour and would be degenerated by the climate. Now even the leftist says all fruits and vegetables come from the Europe or Western countries only. That's what, and that's what this dismantle. And we'll also tell the Hindu farmers, the drill plow, whatever this, it is very, very high quality, and there are certain different types of drill plow even to remove the weeds so perfectly. Okay, and they are very, very well managed, are very, very good equipments, and make us farmers easy, okay, to get the very, very high yield. Okay, and they call the Indian husbandmen. When compared to the European farmers, the Indian farmers are far superior to its reference. Okay, they can study the effect and appearance. He is telling about the Indian farmers. Okay, and in this have been in the position to one of the most beautiful, okay, useful innovations in the agriculture. Okay, and even during the native kingdoms, they give the good protection. Even they loss in the crop any due to the climate change or war, they have very good protection. Therefore the farmers are so rich. And here is an account by the Dharmapal in the 18th century. The report says, okay, some surveys are made by the British. There were 3 lakhs rice varieties, paddy varieties, out of which we lost the 2.5 lakh due to the British rule. Okay, today there is nearly or approximately 8,000 of paddy varieties, out of which more than 70,000 we have got from India, the two Indian festivals. And this you have been remember the first war of Indian independence. Okay, Britishers captured all the kings and looked after so that do not fund. But who funded it? They funded by the Indian farmers. Indian farmers is so rich. Okay, they can offer the war of 4 billion people, 4 crore people. They fought this Indian war of independence. For that, the money poured by the our Indian farmers mainly. And this, okay, one of the living evidence of the Vijayanagara, okay, during book Hariyar, second Hariyar, it means 13th or 14th century, they draw the well channel from, okay, for 65 kilometers, and they channel go in the above the ground. Okay, that is the photograph of this. And they collected the tanks, purified, how to collect purified water with beautification and sacredness, all this have been seen. And Vijayanagara or Hampi is one of the technologized city. Now also it is called highly engineering city of the world. Okay, water technologized city of the world, eco-friendly city of the world, which we will call now. And this is the one BBC documentary, short documentary of 3 minutes. Okay, the water problem that arises in 2040 in the world, the solution is present in, and Indians are the first to prepare ice also. And this is the report or the paper which said the Robert Baker, they learned of making the ice. This is the Allahabad, Montague and Calcutta, where there is the no ice or natural snowfall. Okay, in that places there also the ice was being prepared. And another great contribution which was copied by the Westerners in 1731 is making of the mortar. Madras mortar is the world famous. Okay, and that paper gives the detailed account how to manufacture and all those things to the Western world. And this is the paper, and who is the person like Edison. Okay, uses the sun plants. Sun plants means, okay, Crotalaria gentiana, which today called according to the lineage, and learn the uses of the sun plants and to manufacture the paper out of which they published how Indians will make the Hindustan paper in 1774 in Royal Society of London. It is published. Okay. When come to the iron, iron is a giant wonder or great gift of the India. James Franklin, a Bengal army person, FRS in 1829, he learned, he write in his paper that he was been appointed in the Chhattisgarh region to test the central part of the India to test the quality of the iron. You know, this is the Kudumina or the rustless iron from hundreds of years from the Gupta period. Okay, it is standing in the Delhi. Okay. And there he goes to that particular person and beg that particular person to please teach me that your technology. And there they will thought that you can see this mines are situated. They show the mines from the Jabalpur, Panna, okay, and several other places also, and teach him the technology also. And it is said the furnace what they are used is a portable. The English industries, it is very, very big industry. The owner is some fellow, worker is some fellow, and benefiter is some fellow. Okay, but in India, it is said the every industry from A to Z, the person should be known completely. Then only they will call it as he has that particular technology. That is the Indian, and that means from preparation or war collection till towards the marketing, that person is involved here in India. Okay, and it is said that he will conclude that the quality of the crude metals melted from the 4 furnaces is about produce 2.2 tons of irons per week, for 1 week. Okay, which is 10 times superior to the England. He is telling what the person was writing. And Indian forge, that means furnace, is able to make the crude metal for uh, two, 2 pounds and 6 shillings, and good malleable iron of the 5 pounds and 10 shillings. Okay, like that he will keep on telling. Okay, and he will also tell the employment of so simple and forge in England would be ridiculous. Okay, if you tell this in England, if you tell it is very simple compared to India, it is a nonsense. That's what he's saying. But considering the instruments, you've taken this technology to the England, and you're telling if we adopt this low cost one, it will be very cheap for the labor and even fuel, and you can make compare with the large scale workers like the military grade arsenals, okay, bridges and heavy work they can employ very easily with very very less money. And this is the one life even rustless steel. And as I told, the Dharma walls will say one person in home industry, 10 by 10 cottage industry, for one day they procure 500 kg of stainless rustless steel. Okay, a person has this type of technology, how he can become a poor? Okay, how he can become a downtrodden? There is no chance. Okay, and that's what for which the world was ready to give the gold and diamonds for it. And the cotton industry, textile industry, another big industry where the what other 16 gaja sire has been kept in a small, okay, pocket, or this what you will call matchbox pocket has been folded, and you can, that is the fine quality of the cloth, which is the what Romans will say it is best next to the skin. Okay, and British has made the law in 1701 that they banned this Indian muslin cloth. Okay, but it was made for the smugglers. Then they started that we learn the technology, and chop off the technology. They chopped off the hands of the weavers. Okay, they raped, they looted the wealth of the people and taken the raw material to England. Okay, it is said then the Stanford Indian quality is very very good. Okay, textiles. And come to the biology and some little cases of botany. There is one verse in Matsya Purana, like one pond is equal to 10 wells, one lake is equal to 10 ponds, one child is equal to 10 lakes. Okay, one tree is equal to 10 childrens. Okay, and this is the importance given to the each and every creature or the nature. Even Bhagavad Gita will also tell that food from the plants is the core of the life that supports the humanity. Humanity is because of food. Okay, and rain is the core for that supports the trees or vegetation in turn. Okay, without rain, trees do not, or vegetation do not flourish. Okay, without that, trees, our food cannot be, our food security cannot come. That was the core meaning of this Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and botany is inseparable subject of the India. Now the another probably by next year Rajiv Malhotra is bringing this particular book on U-turn Bondly, how the botanical knowledge was been transported to the Western world and kept in different names and given back to the India. Okay, and this is one there is one statement in 16th century. Okay, the studies of the plant in India till the 18th century is called as Rukshayurveda, that is knowing about the plants and treating the plants. Okay, here they say the sage has been assembled in beautiful forest called Chitraratha, and headed by the Bharadwaj. Bharadwaj in India will call the father of science. And he requests Maharishi Parasara to give an account of the plant. And Parasara Maharishi then told to that particular congregation and narrated the Rukshayurveda, the plant science, okay, which is the part of Atharva Veda. And we can call this, and he able to differentiate between dicotyledons and monocotyledons. Okay, Ekamarka, Dvimarka. We will use still now as it is without any changes. Okay, therefore we call the real father of botany is Maharishi Parasara. Okay, and he give on extending in this particular Rukshayurveda, okay, a detailed account, and he is telling some, you can see here. Okay, he also details the internal structure of the leaf. In describing the internal structure of the leaf, okay, Parasara states that there is a innumerable compartments. Okay, Nasakosha. Okay, and these have the sap. Okay, and are invisible to naked eyes. Okay, and they are made up of 5 elements, like what you will call it as pancha something, and each cell is hounded by the wall. Okay, Kalakesha. Kalakeshatana, okay, and which is very thin, and then also it has a coloring material, Ranjaka Yukta. Okay, and thus the plant cell is described more clearly perhaps by the Robert Hooke. And this are taken from the work which has been published by the Dr. Sundararajan in the international conference in the Australia. Okay, there he explained this. I'm just reproducing this particular case, and this also sets one of the thinking whether ancient Indians also have some instruments to analyze, okay, means of analysis. Okay, and even Charaka Samhita, as I told, explains about the RBCs, their shape, and it is not visible to the naked eye. That's what mentioned by him. And Parasara, it explains about the families also, like what we call today Leguminaceae, Rutaceae, and other cases. Like on the explanation goes, and there is a Rukshar Veda by Surapala, which will classify this into 12 chapters, like taking from types of soil to the telling about the importance of trees. Okay, importance of the tree for the humanity, and this, and which are perfectly scientific, which this book is written in 9th century. Okay, and Bruhat Samhita, okay, it is a monumental Varaha Mira for the astrology, astronomy, and several, and even for the plant botany also, Ruksha Ayurveda also. It 2 chapters have been discussed for the plants. Okay, and in that particular, the second chapter, Udakarna, okay, there he explains about 120 plants based on the natural vegetation of the plant. Where is the underground water is? That is biological indicators of groundwater, underground water. That's what been explained, and scientists know tell it as a true, and it is perfectly scientific. Such a vast technology was being planned. It is said there are about 2,000 products were world ready to purchase by the gold, silver, and diamonds for the Indian product. They are waiting for the Indian product. And Dharmapal will say in his account about 73% of the world industrial production was from India and China alone, and India is 43%. And even in 1830, okay, both economies were still contributing 60% of the world industrial production. Even the modern fertile area like Chagalpattu, it is said that the British has given the account. This is average productive soil then compared to Karnataka. Karnataka is highly fertile soil. There the paddy production was, you can see, in 1760 to 17, 5 to 6 tons per hectare. Today only 3 tons per hectare will come as a superhero. Okay, and Japan is the highest producer present today. Okay, and that means it is of 2015 data. Okay, and vast educate. Why this type of yield they're getting? Means this is because of educational setup of India based on the school. Every village has the educational institute, gurukulas. Okay, what they will tell the lower caste, all those things are the false that was been now discovered by the Raju Malhotra. And look good, after the requirements of the learning in for the large mass of the people, and India produced the steel that are superior to the Sheffield steel. India also produced the dyes, ships, and literally hundreds of commodities, like I told. And Dharmapal saw how it was all being, okay, undermined, how now the British fact went about the pulverizing the Indian economy and society. And as he studied something fascinating, something cruel record, okay, practically, okay, every day it held his as a bewitched. And he found that the British successfully initiated the intricate system of widespread control and extortion, and taking away the taxes and most of what the land produced, as well as the products of manufacture. Okay, he found it horrifying that this was oftenly done at the point of gun, and the purpose of was been defined as the bringing the Britishers to the Europe. Okay, and surplus products of the varied industries from people of the India, okay, and taxes imposed on the industries. Dharmapal found that long periods of late 18th and 19th century tax on the land is many areas exceed the total agriculture production of the fertile land itself, not at the average land, fertile land itself. Okay, and consequently the policies were easy to predict that in Madras presidency 1/3 of the most of the fertile land went out of cultivation during that period, or by the period of 1800 to 1850. And such a proposal in fact was very clearly put forward around 1780 by the Professor R.M. Ferguson, okay, of the Edinburgh. This Ferguson was a professor of the moral philosophy. Still he's telling me, you can see the professor, what is the professor of Western. Okay, interestingly, he saw the he was also degraded by the founder, regarded as the founder of the British sociology. He gives in the account. You can see here, while discussing the mode of governing the India, Ferguson says, arises the question of the governance. According to him, the aim of transferring as much as possible the wealth of India to Europe. Okay, and this talks, according to him, would be not directly by the conduct of the servants and institutions of the British state. That means not administrating directly government to involve. Okay, and they would be by the two bound rules and state discipline to the justice and the top. The transfer of wealth to the Europe is found generally required behind the bending and breaking the rules as more of major extraction, and the extortion. And he says in that you break the people whenever necessary, break the rules and loot everything, and that's what he's saying. And he is the one of the founder of sociology, and that subject in still been taught in India. That is the tragedy even today, which has to be banned. And in fact, as early as in 1804, the governor of Madras wrote to his master in London, that is the president of the board of commissioners. Like this: we have paid a great deal of attention to the revenue management. Management means looting the wealth. In this country, the general tenure of my opinion is that we have rolled the country, that means devastated, to lord, and the consequence is that it is in the state of the most of the lamentable poverty and unimaginable poverty, and great oppression in is, I fear, exercised to generally in the collection of the revenues. Like that is how the Indian education system, Indian industry, Indian science has been destroyed. And by there, the methods of extortion and other means, the British were able to smash the Indian rural life and societies. About 1822 by the 1830s. Around the same period, the extensive Indian manufacturers made the similar fate, same type of fate, and similar comments would be made about the narratives of the Indian science and technology. That's what Dharmapal will say. Like this. Initially, they were desired for their commodity temporarily, temporary relevance. The British were liking for the temporary relevance and for their usefulness and advancement and correction for the British government. How we can improve our country from the Indian technology. That's what they think. But soon after, British began to rule and control Indian life and society. Continuity of the Indian knowledge and practices seemed them a threat, and therefore it was something to be put aside, so that he crumbled and decayed. The Dharmapal found that such a program of making of a program of extinction was being contrived, and the practically every sphere of the human activity, including the manufactures of cotton, production of the Indian steel, Indian practice of inoculation against smallpox, by the 1800 AD. And Indian society lost the track by 1850, when the society was being broken up and suppressed and imposed the alien system, like caste census they made. It is not for counting the how many jatis of people are present. It is for creation of the 1869 to 1920 they made. After that, the caste system, what we are seeing today, it has been arised in India. Indian Education Act, they come, they destroyed the Gurukulas, and built the English system of education and English followers. And in Parliament, they are discussing only by color there should be Indians. In all other internal character, they should be perfectly Englishman to destroy India. And today we seeing that type of person, in our own country. And the invaders like Mughals or Britishers rule they are made the rules and laws to distort, mislead, and from the truth. So as to the people of India, always true Indians only by color. And like the false theory, like Aryan invention theory, Manusmriti, every textbook, the Grantha, Vedas, even now also we can get easily this distorted textbook only about Vedas or Manusmriti or anything. Our original textbook is we have to search and get it. Indian Education Act, Indian Toll Tax, Police Tax, Indian Weapon Prohibition Tax, Forest, but it is not for forest protection. It is so that looking after the forest world is not get into the hands of Indians, and they call them as tribes. There is no tribe in India. Okay, and that's what this says. The caste, which is derived from the word Portuguese word casta, that means a clan. Okay, that they used to term the caste census to create the caste. And this is from the Rajiv Malhotra Varna Jati caste book in recent years. Okay, in last year this book has came, I taken out from the here. Okay, and it is one of the beautiful that will be present in every hope. And it is said that the Rajiv Dixit will say about 45,500 laws were made by the Britishers, which is still present even today. Such is the condition. And this type of condition, the science was been introduced. The one person by name Mahendralal Sarkar want to have such a scientific, like by that time they have a great like a Nobel Prize in the Western world. And he think we too also develop in science. Through science we have to develop our patriotism. And he established one association, Indian Association of Cultivation of Science. And this is the vast knowledge of Indian science before. Okay, and how it got destroyed. And some person who tried to regenerate or give scholarship, and Subhash Chandra Bose speak on scientific attitude of the people. Okay, the scientific principle, scientific education, how to give. And in that type of period, one great person comes who would like a continuation of the heritage of Maharishi, that is C.V. Raman. Okay, I told today will be 50% about Indian science and 50% about this. Okay, and this about the Indian science. Okay, which according to the evidence, there is still a lot which in further future we can take it as a separate subject and we'll explain. And C.V. Raman, his father is Chandrasekhar Iyer, Parvati Amman is the mother. He born in 7th November 1888. And this is his place and his home. Okay, Chandrasekhar. Then they moved to the Vishakhapatnam. And from he has his primary school education in SPG College in Tiruchinappalli in 1892. Okay, 1892 he got the BA degree, and his father got BA degree and appointed as a lecturer in AVN College, AVN Rouse College in Vishakhapatnam, and he was teaching the physics, mathematics, and the geography. And he was a excellent, has excellent collection of the Indian philosophy, mathematics, and his grandfather or his Raman's grandfather was a wrestler and athletic man, and Raman's father was to swim across the river Kaveri, and that is the sports skill that he has. And Raman, in very small age, also he went on through the. He was keep on reading, and he is a voracious reader. Okay, and during his second grade only in Vishakhapatnam, he was always a head in the classes, and despite of the youngest, okay, aside in every subject, okay, he would complete social work quickly in order to read some of the new things. And in summer 1895, his brother was in 12 and he was 9 years old. Okay, his grandfather decided for the boys the Upanayana. And Raman was not physically strong, and he was intelligent and preferred to reading. And he's a voracious reader. Therefore, he was a very bright observer and tried to understand nature always. And this is his family, father, mother, and his grandmother, which is called Pati, and his brothers and sisters. Okay, and Raman matriculated at the age of 12 in 1900 and joined AVN College with his father, where his father taught. And Raman went through all the textbooks before the classes, and he read some three important Radhakrishnan's algebra, Smith, geometry, and Hell and Steven trigonometry, and read the book prescribed apart from this text, like Greek classics, even though it did not needed for the intermediate course. And Raman needed new books, more amount of new, which never ending process. Okay, by showing interest in books and laboratories, father take him to the lab and sit there. Whatever the instrument of scientific instrument saw, he like a magic or wonder, and that what Raman felt or he got thrilled, and always till the end he remained in the laboratory. Raman completed intermediate course in December 1902 and left for the Madras, okay, in Jan 1903 for the BA degree. And he got BA degree also in first class. Okay, and three books which influenced his life are Light on Asia, okay, Elements of Lucid, and sensation of the tones, okay, which Light and Asia is about the Buddha, and is always fascinating about Buddha, and it discusses with his party that Buddha is so great that he is completely sacrificed everything for the country. Okay, the his party will get, okay, with the small boy talking about the philosophy and sacrifice, okay, will got, and he will tell, give an analogy of this Ramakrishna, okay, that he says, Ramakrishna says, boat should be on the water and water should not be inside the boat, like one should be inside the life should not be inside the person, okay. Likewise you tell is, and therefore Raman will tell that, you see, your philosophy has several meanings, but our science is by only one meaning, therefore I will stick on to my science, okay, you stick on to your philosophy. And Raman was very curious in explaining also. When holidays, when he get back to home, he for his brother and sister used to make the soap bubble and show the color, why they shake only spherical shape only, how the rainbow, why the color is different, all those he was very very curious in explaining, okay. And he got first rank in the BA exam, and he joined the physics, and he was the college has given such a freedom that he can attend any time he want. He attended for 2 years of MA program only one day. That is the independence given by the college for him, okay. And the other time he was keep on working in the laboratories or the library. He worked on the light and waves, okay. And during the MA period itself, he writes his first paper, okay, an asymmetrical diffraction bands due to the rectangular aperture, and 5 pages of article read, you will keep on writing, and your grandmother will come and see you are just writing, there is no diagram, and you will say that if I have to put the diagram, I should put my itself, okay. And his grandmother asked whether your teachers won't object. I given to the teacher, but he thrown out to the dustbin, okay. Therefore there is no strict rule that it should be ticked by the teacher, and that's what he'll tell, and send it to the Philosophia magazine. It got published. And during that, the second paper will also, he will tell the curvature methods of determining, in 1907, that to get published. By seeing these two research papers, the Lord Rayleigh, which tell how the sky get blue, okay, and how the that Rayleigh then how the color of the sea explained by the Rayleigh, challenged by the same Raman in later days. He cited Raman as the professor, Raman not knowing that he was a 18-year. And Raman was very, very brilliant. That's where all his teachers start suggesting, you go for England, there ICS, okay, there you can have very good future. But when you concern the surgeon never go to the England, your body can never bear the such a harsh condition of the England. Okay, and later he remember that the doctors knows me, and he has done a very very great thing for me, okay, great help for me, otherwise I would have been gone to the England, okay. That's what he remembers, okay. And they will, his brother, and he was always towards this end. Once his brother asked him, what you do in future, will tell, I'll become a lecturer, there I can read also, I can work in the lab also. But lecturers or teachers will get very very meager salary. He'll give the example of the J.C. Bose. In spite of a grand scientist, the British are very very ill treated him. That's why you should be crying, keep on simply all the days of your life. Then Raman will tell, I will cry, what is your problem? And then his brother will tell, our father has made a huge amount of loan, and that is on our two of us, okay. Therefore we should get into a good job, okay. The financial service has been started in India, okay. If you clear that one, then will be good handsome job, will become a assistant general accountant and good salary, okay, and we'll finish off the loan. That's what you will tell. Then okay, then you will tell, and both will get clear the financial service and post it to Calcutta. And during this period, another interesting thing happens is, for the his brother will tell, if you get married, you'll get the extra payment, okay. One day he was accidentally going for his friend's home, there he listened for one particular song, okay. And that song was Raman in a Samana Narrow. A Tyagaraja Kirtan was been singing by a girl of his friend, okay, under his welfare she was, and she listened for this sound and tell his come back and tell his brother, I will marry that girl, he is I want to marry that particular girl, Okay, and have you tell to father? Then he said, no. Now you go and tell your father. Okay, the marriage should not be decided by you; it should be by the family. That's what will tell. Now I'm telling, no, go and discuss, and then like that, the marriage has been happened. Later, is okay, what wife. Father come to know they are in Brahmin, they are different sect. The Hindu paper has published great intercaste marriage. Now that all these are acceptable today. Then the family will move to the Calcutta, and they will keep on working as in the office. And Raman said the typewriters are very fast. They grasp the things very quickly, and the family was very happy. And there, once they were returning to the home, they will Raman will found a church. There, a different music will coming. He enter the church and take all his family members and go to the church and listen for the music. In Raman thinking, and how this church compared to the Indian instruments is work, how it is different, why it is coming. That's what in the mind of the Raman is going on, and which later he produces 17 paper. During this time, his brother, okay, about 10-year-old Sundaram, died with acute dysentery, and life is so fragile, and death ever present, and one should live to the full extent. For Raman, living to full extent means working in the laboratory, working toward this science. Once he was returning home, he saw a big board of Indian Association for the Cultivation of Sciences. By seeing the board, he jumped up from the tram and go back to that place and enter that particular place. If we find a big hall with arrangement of the instruments, and you feel very happy. There is an assistant called Ashutosh. What do you want? Okay, and I'll come tomorrow. Then you'll go, and tomorrow you'll come. Okay, I have done such a paper. There the person called as Amrut Lal Sarkar sit on the bench, and you'll say, I have such a paper. I want to use the lab. Okay, when during the private time, I'll come and work in the lab. And by listening this, Amrullah Sarkar will get very excited. By the time the lab has become very burden, all equipments have been it has not been using by the peoples, which were used in early time, like that of the early times. You'll go and hug the person waiting for you itself. Then the another life of Raman will open. From 5:30 he was in association, 10:45 he was still in the lab only, and then run to the home having a fast food, get the tram and go to the job. Then come by the 6, and work till late night in the lab. This was the routine program of the Raman. In 1907 he joined this particular organization, and this is the organization. One, he was worked with as a financial officer all the day, another as a researcher, until the late night. Raman during this time, he fascinated about the musical instrument already arranged, already charged in up. And during night, he published the papers about the musical. I sent the 2 papers to the on the oscillation of the string to the nature. And nature will get accepted that particular paper. During that, a bad news will come and hit on him like he was transferred to Rangoon. Then he will shift to Rangoon. There he went on the quarters and found it is a huge hall there, and very nice place to set up the lab. That's what. Only this experiments, lab, that's what is in mind. But soon get he first in Rangoon also he published the 2 papers on the astronomy, but it is not satisfied, not getting the regular journals for the reference. All those, he gets frustrated. He think, where I come, whether I destroyed my life by appointing as a financial officer, and appointing or living there, or during transfer, it is a red tape mechanism, huge conversion. During that, his father friends will come to see him and give some talk some words so that he will get satisfied, and he will also come to know this father was very ill health. And he'll tell that friends will tell he was the person who swam across the river Kaveri, nothing will happen to him. But after 3 days, the telegram will come, this father has been passed away. Raman had to pass out to the red tape because everything they hand out to the next successor, then only he can live. And put 6 months holiday. And return back to the Visakhapatnam on 11-day ceremony program he will attended. And then, as usual, you will get and come to the Madras, to the Presidential College. And by the time he got one news, what is Halley's Comet? He was very interested to the Halley's Comet, which will come on to the direction of the Earth. And there was no telescope in the Rangoon. Okay, that was his problem. Now he start working on this comment, but he missed the comment by 322 kilometers. Okay, the comment was been saw in North America, South Africa, but it is missed on the Indian part by 322,000 kilometers. But Raman continued to work ferociously at this experiment. Okay, what backwaters are the job to make at the all year. Leave was completely coming by the end of the leave. But by the time he got that, he has been transferred to the Nagpur as a deputy accountant general. Now in the central part of India, at least in central part of India, he was staying. That was the happy thing. Okay. And now he engaged. When he gone to Nagpur, he not first gone to the job. He goes to search where is the science college where he can work and show some paper and allow him to work, and then make the home beside that particular college itself. Okay, that was the interest of the Raman, during which he again produced another two papers on the acoustics. Okay, and 1911 and 1916 or 17, he worked on the acoustics, which produced the monumental work of 17 papers. And Raman came home that he got, and now the news will come, he has been shifted to Calcutta, but without any promotion. But Raman never care about the promotions, and he was very, very happy that he was going the home. Okay. There he joined, whenever he come to the Calcutta, now the revolution of his research will take place. He joined the Astronomical Society of India, and there he given the lectures and published two papers. Okay, he worked on the spectroscopic notes and published the paper, which has become a great inspired the Walker, the scientist Walker, which later this helped him to nominate for FRS. Okay, FRS, which given him the FRS in 1924. In 1912, Raman has been mounted a telescope on the roof to started studying the Jupiter, and annual report he started publishing in this annual report. In the period of 1707 to 14, okay, Raman worked alone with the assistant Ashu Babu in the Calcutta, and Sundaram, his brother, died in 1907, and Meena's death in 23rd, okay, 1912, and Skanda died in the October 14. All his brothers. Skanda's death occurred again, brought home unpredictable future. And Raman, okay, all the way thinking, he has very thought that and you have to do is, okay, life is uncertain, I have to work and get our science. That's what he feel, and he will increase his tempo of the research and worked on the acoustics, and the students on the optics, and published in the prestigious journals of the Nature, Philosophy magazine, Proceedings of Royal Society of London, etc. 25 papers are the outcome of the research of 14 to 17. Okay, on which 13 papers were dedicated in the families of the musical instrument, and 200 pages monograph he will write, on which the Germany will invite him to give a special lecture on this particular work. And Raman awarded the Curzon's Research Award in 1912 itself, and Wooden Research Award in 1913, and his major area was of work on the acoustics and light, and started a meeting and bulletin in the Indian Association, which result in the research to collect the research that was going on in India. And this bulletin grew in 1970 with a full science journal, and this journal today is called as Indian Journal of Physics. Okay. Likewise, it is going on. During this, the one time, what is the he and his brother ridiculed the professor post, that post come to him. The Ashutosh Mukherjee, or the University of the Calcutta, who was he invite the Raman for to become the Polit professorship. Okay, but Raman, okay, took 3 times, because whatever the salary getting, it is half of that particular salary. But Raman was very, very interested to explain as a teacher that the university vice chancellor very well known, and therefore you know that Raman will come, and Raman will resign his job. Earlier, he take 1 year, he asked for 1 year leave, but the Britisher don't give the leave. They know about he was passionate about the research. If you want to continue, continue, or otherwise you resign and go. And then you'll resign and go and pay the job that is half of his salary of the present. By the time he has finished off this what father's loan and the full time now, okay, the university establishing university science colleges, okay, and that science he has become the head. Another Indian associate cultivation of science in both places. He start working as a full time researcher and professor. Okay. From what happens now is a marvelous researcher. Raman as a simple analogy how to become a good researcher. That means he says nature holds all the key for all the mysterious creation and the secret. If you want to understand the secret, one should ask the right question to the nature. If you want to ask what is the question that you should ask, you should observe the nature carefully. Then only you can ask, you know what question you should ask. Then what you should do is experimental verification and possible answer through the science, and science can give the proper answer to that secrets. And this was he followed, and even the Srinivas Ramanujam also followed the same things, and that we can know. And in his lifetime, if you want to tell, Raman has been published the research paper of 465 in lifetime, and 324 on single author, and 138 as the others with along co-authors who helped him. And by the student about 1500 papers research total. If you want to tell, to the credit given by the Raman to the country is 1965 research paper. If you want to say that 2 months is required to write one research paper, okay, that means it requires 77 years. That means Raman lived for 82 years. That means he would have been okay, started writing at the age of 5. Okay, and that is the work is given. And Raman was invited to the Mysore University convocation in 1920. There he felt on Swadeshi how you for the improvement of science you should prepare your own instruments and you should stand on your own research. Okay, you should not import from anything from foreign. That's what he stresses. And these are the 5 voluminous books where his research papers has been published. Then more number of students were get attracted towards him and started working on him, and where the monumental great work on the light starts. Or this one, the Ashutosh Mukherjee advocates him to go to Europe trip, not so that you can go and present your paper and come back. Okay, then he will agreed and go to the England. There he met the Rutherford, a great Indian scientist, a great scientist of the world, and Thomson and several other scientists. And there he met, you see, one St. Paul's Cathedral Hall. And the whispering, where you can see the like Gol Gumbas, the echoing. There he studied why it is it echo or any other. Till then they thought that is echo. And there he studied that particular. As soon as he come to the room, he writes a paper and send it to the nature. And Royal Society, 2 papers you will publish there. That in the circumference the sound waves used to go, at the end it will again energize and repeat another time. Like that, it is not echo, it is a completion of cycle in that particular case. While returning from the tour, he saw the blueness of the Mediterranean Sea. And Lord Rayleigh, he explained why the blueness of this sea is because the sky is blue, that is reflected in the sea. Okay, but Damas do not agree for this. He always have the pocket of some instruments, prism, and everything to make simple experiments. And in the ship of the duck, he collect the water and start making the experiment on the ship itself. As soon as come back to the port of the Bombay, and the port itself, you write a paper and take a taxi and go and post to the journal at the same time. He was for publishing, he was so curious. Okay, and then to go back to Calcutta and worked on it and produced a large paper of 18 pages. Okay, which proceedings published in Royal Society of London. And whatever the echo in this Indian also, like Gol Gumbas, you go and study and produced other works also on that also. And this work continued on the light, and in 2025 right for the GD Brilla, that if you donate for the purchasing this spectrogram, okay, I will assure you that in within 5 years I will get the Nobel Prize. That was his confidence. In 1924 he will get FRS. Then he will ask the Mukherjee VC, what next? Novel, of course. That's what the confidence of the Raman was. And from 21 to 27, he worked to the great extent the phenomenon of the light scattering on the gases and liquids. And gases and liquids, that was his monumental work, which given the Nobel Prize. By 1927, Compton got the Nobel Prize for the X-rays. This X-ray, when light rays fall onto the X-ray, you tell the electron will lose the energy and get that particular band. Okay, that was its sense. For that you will get the Nobel Prize. And Raman said, if this is true case in case of X-ray, and I should also get Nobel Prize definitely by next year. That was his confidence, and it is true for this light and optics also, which is greatly a great great importance in the field of the atoms and molecular spectra and quantum theory of your Albert Einstein, and that he keep on experimenting. Okay, and in October, in February 28th, okay, the light while he come to the marvelous result that he has a separate line. Now the Raman, that is called as the Raman line and Raman. What is Raman effect? Apart from Raman, no other can explain so simply. Okay, that a ball has been bowled and the batter has been batted. The ball comes in one speed, and when batted, hit it go in another speed. That is what Raman effect. That's what when light falls on the liquid, the molecule will hit and scatter them. During that, what Compton tell, they lose the quantum will lose the energy. What Raman tell, it will gain the energy and increase its wavelength, and it energy and lower shorter the wavelength, making more powerful. And this caused the revolution. When what Albert Einstein listened this, he tell this result got thrilled us, and it is one of the most monumental work or experimental work that has been in the world. Within 5 years, thousands of papers will publish as a base on this particular research of Raman, and that is the extent. And Raman spectrophotometer will get invented about this, and these are the same case what I explained. And in 1929 you don't get Nobel Prize. In June 2030 he booked for the ship. Okay, in Rabindranath Tagore case, he'll announce in Nobel Prize in November and give it in December. He don't want to miss the Nobel Prize. Therefore, in June itself, he shipped for the voyage, and his wife will ask, why are you booking this booking for the England? But he will tell, but I will get Nobel Prize. No, it is not announced at all. That is the confidence. Like that, he'll get the Nobel Prize in 1930 for his monumental work on Raman spectra. Okay, and when he saw the Union Jack flag under his head, above his head, he got emotional. And there, our poor country do not have even a flag also. That was his, but all other who sitting there, that Raman is so emotional. In that, Raman is very curious also, and very sense of humor. In evening, they supplied the alcohol. During that, you will tell, you have seen the effect of Raman on alcohol, but don't try to see the effect of alcohol on Raman. And that is why the people will like Raman. And likewise, there was the enemies also with the Nobel Prize, that is Meghnad Saha. Okay, Bengal nationalism has been developed, and that result in side effect of everything telling we want this particular case. Only Bengal is a superior like that. Okay, and Sham Prasad Mukherjee and the Meghnad Saha, another scientist, very jealous of this, that he become FRS first, he get knighthood first, he got Nobel Prize, and that is the jealousy. And by writing, he write and keep on how the Raman worked and what is it contribute. Tell now he got to retire in the afternoon time. Now it will become evening for him. And by the time in the IASC, what will happen is the director has been retired, and a committee was been set up in England and to name the English. Till then, all directors were English people only. Okay, but Rutherford will interfere with that. He will tell, I'll tell the English name, but okay, one of the best person in the world for you or the institution is C.V. Raman only, because he built the Indian Association of Science and University College in so well extent. No other person is good than him. Then this was been message given to the Saram Vishweswaraya. Then he will talk to the Mysore authority, and Raman was inevitably made as a first Indian director in 1930. Till that time, the Indian Institute of Science only produced 33 to 36 paper per year. That's it. After Raman getting the directorship, the institution got charged up, and you come to know there is no physics department itself. Then Raman, it is very simple. We combine with the chemistry department. Then chemistry people got angry, and there is a internal quarrel. Okay, and Englishmen started, why I have to shoot that type of black. Okay, and unfortunately, Meghana Saha and Shamprasad Mukherjee come here also. They pay money and become the member of this institution also. Again, every day there is going an complaint against Raman. And Raman feel that instead of our students going to the foreign and learn, these foreign professors should come here and they will teach here. Therefore, he invite Max Born. Okay, for this, the English scientists will get very, very angry, and every day there is a complaint taken. In spite of that, also Raman probably one of the, again, another Nobel Prize work, monumental work, Raman and North effect. Okay, here what he says, when the light waves, the sound waves combine, sound waves, and by the light and the sound, if you combine, you can transmit the information, which is one of the great importance in military constant, and that is called fiber optic communication, which is came to great extent in 1970s. And Raman and North theories were diverse use of innovation of that particular case, and that come to known as Raman and North effect. And this, in 1940s, his son problem will also arise. His son is also named by Chandrasekhar. He will want to study physics, then he'll go and I want to study law, and he will also leave that, then he will become communist and go away from the home. He go to the police station, and in spite of all problem, Ramans have the great research, and he never trouble with the research. And another student, his students like Ramachandra Rao, the Tamil Nadu people will throw him. Okay, you want, he's a great scientist like that, more than that of Englishman, throw him away and tell he's a madman. And they will give, Raman will give the shelter for him. With later you discover the three-dimensional structure of the protein, which is as important as a double helical model. And Raman students are another Homi Jahangir Baba, where you cannot do, I want to do a nuclear physics, but it's a very, very money-sucking work, and that given to the work of the Homi Baba. Okay, like space program about the Vikram Sarabhai, another student, and he has a very good relationship with the Nehru also. In 1948, when he retired, he'll make a national professor, first national professor of India is C.V. Raman, and regularly looked after the so that you get the money. And in those times, you work on the diamonds. Okay, and when the heat up is going on Indian Institute of Science, Mysore Raja will recognize it, and he has binded that you don't interfere with, and asked Raman to come and give his Praja Sabha Bhushana, where Gandu Berunda necklace, which is 69 diamonds, where it took off the diamonds in later part and goes on to the experiments. Okay. And these are the prizes what we got it. And by looking that heat, the Raja will give 15 acres of land to and give the money so that you can build your own institution, which Raman start in 43, and somewhat in 48 you will complete it and start working on that particular piece. As in 77 you will be kicked off of the directorship, and Rutherford will interfere and tell Raman, okay, and Raman request, allow me to continue as a professor. You see what is the state of the great scientist of the world, how he treated us. He literally remained as a, okay, don't affect our student, that's what he asked. And with the student, he kept producing and a monumental research work. If they treated well, would have been got another Nobel Prize for this fiber optic technologies. Okay, which is important. To summarize this research, 1910 to 1919 is spent on acoustical space. 1920 to 19 1929, optics and light. 30 to 39, ultrasonic diffraction, Raman-North effect, and application of the Raman scattering crystals. 49, 40 to 49, focused on diamonds and vibration crystal lattices. Okay, 50 to 59, again optics. 60 to 70, okay, you worked on physiology of vision, how the eyes work, how they perceive the color, and all those things. And Raman was, if you want to his thoughts and ideas, he wanted India should carve its own scientific space. Okay, and India should stay in India. Indians should stay in India and contribute to India's size and development. And by avoiding the brain drain, he was completely against that. For this, in later part of it, get highly frustrated that is all students going to the foreign, okay, living India. Okay. And he wanted to manufacture the scientific apparatus and equipments in India itself. It should be and should not be imported, and science should be applied to improve the quality of life of the country. And nature inspires all the time, as the Raman. In IIT Madras, he will addressing that borrow money and expert from outside is like that you are not thinking of yourself. We must learn to stand our own legs without importing from the foreign countries. It is better to work with the most inefficient or useless equipment than that will borrowed legs. That's what is one. And you'll tell whenever the Second World War is going on, okay, the force will be vanished only by the greater force. Okay, and that was his case. This was his wife and children's, okay, and his son, and with Homi Baba and great scientists, and this was code. And this is the Raman Institute. This is the plant he first did. On account of which, okay, we recognize this day as the National Science Day, okay, which try to improve our scientific research of our country. And which is possible only when our people work for our land, our scientists, okay, work for our country, our self-respect, or patriotism. Only without patriotism the scientist is waste. That's what the Raman belief and our also. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh.
Thank you.
Really, Dr. Santosh has so much a vast data of even including the Saraswati Valley civilization to till Raman's rise and fall, and how he had hard worked and